Welcome to the 2017-2018 Collegiate Scoring Presentation. We will be covering scoring updates and division expectations for this season. Team Epic consists of the following brands: ACDA, American All-Star, Champion Cheer Dance, Cheer Stars, Epic Dance, Spirit Unlimited, VIP, and WSA. All skills must be performed by majority of the athletes on the team. Teams must have a majority perform the required skills to be eligible for the desired range. This chart explains the required number of stunt groups or athletes that must perform the skill to ensure that your team gets difficulty credit. If you look to the left side of the screen, you will see the stunt quantity chart. You need to first look to find the number of athletes that you will be competing with. Next to that, you will see the number of stunt groups, minimally, that you must put up at one time in order to receive difficulty credit. Teams will receive credit for stunt difficulty if they have the required number of stunt groups perform a skill, synchronized or in a ripple. For example, if I have 16 athletes, I would minimally need 2 groups to perform the skill for difficulty credit. If you look to the right side of the screen, you will see the tumbling and jump quantity chart. Teams must have a majority of their athletes perform the skill set to receive difficulty credit. Tumbling passes do not have to be synchronized. For example, if I have 16 athletes on my team, I need a minimum of 9 passes of the same skill within the routine to receive difficulty credit for that skill. Last year's teams received points for performing skills that were categorized by levels. Skills are still linked by levels this year, however, the levels are linked to different point ranges. Your team will be receiving a different point value based upon the level skills you perform. For example, a team that has a majority perform fulls will be scored in the 4 to 5 range, as those skills are considered level 5 tumbling skills. This year, teams must perform a required skill set to be eligible for a range. Performing those skills will get them into the bottom of the range. Performing additional skills within that level will boost their score within the range. Teams must have a majority of their groups perform the skills listed above to be able to get into the range they want to score in. For example, if a team performs a rewind, the lowest score they can achieve is a 4.0. To get a score higher in the range, they would need to have majority perform additional level 5 or 6 skills that are not allowed in the high school division, or have more athletes perform the required skills. Here you will see the required skill set for pyramid difficulty. Teams will receive up to 1 point if they perform brace extended 2-leg stunts or brace 1-leg stunts at prep level. Teams will receive 1 to 2 points if they perform brace extended 1-leg stunts. Teams will receive a 2 to 3 if they perform extended 1-leg stunts with multiple transitional sequences, at least one of which is a release pyramid transition, along with multiple extended structures. Teams can receive a 3 to 4 if they perform extended 1-leg stunts with multiple transitional sequences, at least one of which is a brace flip, transition, or arm brace tick-tock, and multiple extended structures. Teams can receive a 4 to 5 if they perform multiple 2.5 high structures. Teams must have a majority perform tosses. The tosses may be synchronized or performed in a ripple. Teams will receive up to 1 point for performing straight ride tosses. Teams that perform a single skill non-inverted toss can receive 1 to 2 points. A single skill non-inverted toss could be a toe touch, pike, or single full twist. Teams that perform 2 skills non-inverted will receive 2 to 3 points. An example of a 2-skill non-inverted toss would be a double toe touch, full up toe touch, full twisting X out, or double twist. Teams that perform 3 skills non-inverted will receive a 3 to 4. A 3-skill non-inverted toss could be a kick double or a full kick full. Examples of skills that would earn a team 4 to 5 points would be a back tuck toss, bird front, Arabian, or flipping and twisting skill. Here is the required skill set for standing and tumbling. Teams must have a majority perform the skill set to be eligible for the range. Teams can sync passes, ripple, or recycle passes to get the appropriate number of passes needed to reach majority and be eligible for a range. Teams can receive up to 1 point for a standing cartwheel or forward and backward rolls. Teams will receive 1 to 2 points for standing back handsprings, 2 to 3 points for back handspring series or advanced jump handspring combinations. Teams will receive 3 to 4 points for standing back tucks or back handspring back tucks. If a team performs standing back handspring back layouts, they will receive a score on the upper end of this range. Teams that receive a 4 to 5 are performing standing fulls or back handspring fulls. Running tumbling is counted cumulatively throughout the routine. Judges will be counting the number of passes, looking for teams that perform a majority of a required pass to be eligible for the range. Teams can sink passes, ripple, or recycle passes to ensure they get enough passes in to be eligible for a range. Teams that perform running cartwheels or roundoffs can receive up to 1 point. Teams that perform runoff back handsprings can receive 1 to 2 points. Teams can earn 2 to 3 points if they perform runoff back handspring back tucks or roundoff tucks. Teams that perform runoff back handspring layouts or roundoff layouts will receive 3 to 4 points, and teams that perform runoff back handspring fulls or roundoff fulls will receive 4 to 5 points. Collegiate teams will receive credit for advanced jumps only. Advanced jumps are a toe touch, side or front hurdler with either the right or left leg, pike, and double 9. In order to get a 5.0, teams must have a majority of their team perform 3 connected advanced jumps or 2 connected advanced jumps plus 1 additional jump someplace in their routine. The sequence must include 2 types of advanced jumps. For example, a team that does a double toe touch and pike jump will receive a 5.0. A team that does a triple toe touch will receive a 4.5 because they do not have 2 types of variety within their sequence. All jumps must be connected with a whip approach. Teams will receive a technique score for stunts, pyramid, tosses, standing tumbling, running tumbling, and jumps. They will be scored between a 4.0 and a 5.0. Judges will use the following drivers when assessing team's skill technique. Judges will be looking at all of the skills in the routine holistically to determine the team's score. The building judge will be looking at the stability and control of the stunts, flyer position, flexibility, and technique, base position and technique used, synchronization, uniformity, and timing. They will also be looking at height during the toss sequence. The tumbling judge will be looking at the fluidity, power, and speed as appropriate to the skill performed. They will be looking for control, synchronization, and timing of any passes, along with body position of the athlete during the skill performed. Are their core, arms, head, legs, chest, and toes in the appropriate place? For jumps, judges will be looking for height, control of the skill, flexibility, leg and hip placement, position of the arms and the chest during the jump and landing, along with synchronization and timing of the group. Overall, will be scored very similarly to last season. When scoring choreography, judges will be looking at routine composition, acknowledging if the team has appropriate spacing of stunts, jumps, and tumbling sequences, as well as clean transitioning. Teams will receive a score from 9 to 10 points. When looking at your routine, are your athletes running from one side of the floor to the other and crossing center, or are they a step or 2 away from their next position? Do your athletes walk to their next spot, or is there a creative choreography that assists them with their transition? Is their spacing slightly off in stunts, jumps, and tumbling? Or are formations precise? These concepts are what the judges will be evaluating teams on. The team's overall and performance score will be scored from a 9 to 10. Judges are looking for athletes to be genuinely excited while performing. This energy should last throughout the routine. Coaches take a look at your team's expressions not only when they start the routine and are dancing, but during their building and tumbling sequences as well. Teams will be scored on their motion sequences in their routine and dance. This score combines difficulty and execution together. Judges are looking for the following drivers: body placement, position and alignment of arms, core, and legs, sharpness and strength of movement, pace and intricacy of the arm movement and the footwork. They are looking for a variety of formations and level changes, as well as the energy throughout the performance. The maximum length a routine can be is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Teams should choose a routine structure that best suits their team's strengths. They can choose an all cheer, cheer and music, or chant and music. a team decides to perform a chant, the chant can be done with or without a backbeat. Therefore, teams that traditionally perform an all-music routine can just cut out the words or lyrics from a music portion, keep a backbeat while performing their chant if they choose. However, no team is allowed to use voiceovers or lyrics in an attempt to enhance their voice during their cheer or chant section. There is a new category on the score sheet in which teams will be scored on their voice. Judges will be assessing the team's pace, flow, and pronunciation of words during their cheer or chant. Teams can use any style of cheer. If they use a call and response type of cheer, the crowd can only respond when appropriate. Teams that have enhanced voice projection and not only the athletes on the floor saying the cheer will receive a deduction. Epic Brands will follow ACA Collegiate rules. There is one rule change this year for partner stunts. D1. Release load-ins and release transitions with more than 1 1/4 twists require an additional spotter. You can view scoring rubrics, master score sheets, general information, and additional skill lists broken down by level at theepicbrands.com/scoring. If you need a full copy of the rules or are looking for division information for registration purposes, please go to theepicbrands.com/rules. If you have additional questions, please email the Director of Scoring for the Epic Brands at randy@theepicbrands.com.